as my brother rightly mentioned, it is about information. So if you don't have the information, if you are not privy to information, you always see that some things will always come and pass, and then you wouldn't see. Some have also heard of it, but because of the bad experiences that we have had over time, it made us to always like sit aloof and let these great opportunities go. Today, I want everybody to see that I am a champion. Are we champions?
Yeah.
Through what? So if I say smart cash, we all say be smart. When I say smart cash, we say be smart. Smart cash,
Be smart.
smart cash,
Be smart.
wow, that's wonderful. In fact, I must say we have people who are really willing and ready to succeed. We have our pastor here. I think 2 days or 3 days ago when I came to Bolga, I was doing some errand somewhere. I had a call that he was at Tanga Radio, wanting to know more about smart cash. He heard a discussion about it on the radio, and he couldn't get the contact to call, so he had to rush to the radio station, looking for the people to explain to him to understand what the thing is. Because what he heard about it was something good. So he really wanted to find out whether it's something that really like happened in our normal life. So I was glad to take him to, and I asked him to come here and then take part in the discussion. And then at the end of the day, I believe as we speak today, those of us who are old, it's not too late. So far as there is still life, and you can still live up to 10 years, you can start making something big from cryptocurrency from today. Those of us here who are young, in fact, if you end in your old age poor, then that means that your children must blame you. Trust me, cryptocurrency has come to make everybody rich, not only one person. But you cannot be rich if you don't believe in something. Believe in yourself. That is something very paramount. Have self-confidence. Have confidence in yourself, in whatever you are going to do. But don't rush to take decisions, because you will be held responsible for any decision that you take today. You can't hold anybody responsible. So we always say that Africans are poor because of this. You have no excuse. I don't think any of us here can sit anywhere and say because of Akufo-Addo, because of John Mahama, because of Kufuor, I don't have job doing. So because of you don't think because of you don't have job doing, but because of somebody. Why? Why are your colleagues having businesses doing in town, but you don't have? Is it not over-dependency? Because you have grown up dependent on people, always getting your needs from people. You don't always think outside the box. And that is why the West are always far ahead of us. Because when the young guy, to some extent, we can put the blame on our leaders. They have to also create a conducive environment for us to be able to think. They have to always, from our nursery up to our tertiary, they have to always teach us practical things that we can really apply in our daily lives to make money for ourselves. But then they teach you 1 plus 1, you will never see 1, you will never see 2. Someone come and stand, you don't have any marker, you don't have chalk to write. It's also something that we can blame on them. But once your eyes start opening, you need to always start thinking outside the box to make something great for yourself. Cryptocurrency is something that has come to offer you the opportunity to start making money without engaging in any physical business activity. People always ask, how? It's very simple. We have something we call demand, and we have something we call supply. The entire globe is built on economics. Without economics, no country can survive. So every country use economics in their daily activities. So you will realize that our politicians will always say that our economy. Some of us don't know what economy is. But even an old lady who is sitting in her house, never been in even kindergarten, is using the principles of what? Economics. You sit and think, I want to buy this. I need this, I need this, I need this. But my money cannot buy all of them. Then which of them is very important to me? Then you choose. That is why you are prioritizing your needs. And that is what we call what? Managing your scarce resources. Scarcity is a central concept of economics. If there is no country that have resources to the extent that they don't want, there is no country that have everything they want. Our resources are always very scarce and we need to manage them well. And that is economic. Who among us here don't practice this principle? Do you have anything that you have? So even if you've never heard the word economics, but you practice something that you don't know. So today, we want to tell you why cryptocurrency is behaving the way it behaves and why our normal currency, that is the fiat money, Ghanaian cedi or the dollar, is behaving how it does. So they have already said what cryptocurrency. I think they have said the 6 smart income businesses that you can engage in as a young guy. First, I want to share some small, like a few experiences that I have had over time when I was in the university. You know, as he said, you don't need to have something before you can sell it. It's very bad to always sit and think that. I can see we have a young, vibrant guys here, probably who are still in SS and other lower institutions. You have to start thinking. Don't always think, like, depend on your parents. When I was in the university, it came to a time I feel that the money that my parents are giving me is not enough. So what do I need to do? I need to engage in extra curriculum outside my study to earn money for myself. And I was there. I didn't have the money to do anything. So I was there. I was like observing the environment. I realized that, wow, these students, they need this, but it's not found in our setting. You will see a lot of people, something that they are supposed to have, they don't have it. It is not that they don't have the money to buy, but it is not at where they are. And some of them, most of them are strangers. They don't know where to actually get it. So I sat down, I said, wow, this is an opportunity for me. Let me try and see whether I can make a headway. So I got up one day, I went to town, moving from shop to shop, asking them, how much is this? They tell me this is, I didn't have anything. I asked, so if I want to buy and also sell, how much will you give it to me? They said, oh, I'll give it to you at this. So I went down and I got a very, very good deal. Trust me, I started surviving on that. So I come and use my WhatsApp, I draft a message, and I was with the first speaker. So and he is good at drafting, like doing social media marketing. So I'll let him draft the circular, I put my number there, then I spread it over. And I tell them, door-to-door delivery, free. It was amazing. The first day that I did this, in fact, I had more than 200 cities as profit one day. So I feel like, wow, this is something great. Then I started like going and going. It came to a time that I could use 5,000 Ghana cedis and order it from Accra. They will deliver it to me. Then I have my shop that I display it and people come and buy. I never had anything, but I started something. It came to a time that in that community, I went to the shops and told them that if you want to sell this, tell me, I can give it to you. If you don't have money, no problem. I'll provide you, you sell and pay me. But if you want to buy cash, I'll give it to you at a discount. Then a lot of them were selling it for me. And that was pen drives. memory cards. But that was something fundamental that every tertiary institution student is supposed to have. They give you assignment. When you do the assignment, you need to copy it on pen drive. Go and print. So today, if you are here and you are thinking that you can't do anything, when I came to Upper East, I have seen several opportunities. I don't think there should be anybody in Upper East here who is using social media and the person is poor. We shouldn't have something like that. And I'm very grateful to see the people of Upper East using their handwork. It's very beautiful. But like, how do you sell it? I always ask myself, there are people outside there who need these things. The hotel that we slept in, I saw a mirror just designed in a very nice. I asked myself, if you get this into Accra or anywhere, look at the money that you are going to make. People are going to love it. The whites, and they like handwork. When you use your hand to design something, they love it so much. How do you get it out to them? Then you have your phone, your smartphone, that the only thing you use it to do is to download, to go and sit and take your naked pictures and post it on the internet. Like, is this something reasonable? Don't WhatsApp or do Facebook throughout the day. It's not reasonable. People are making money from WhatsApp and Facebook. So even if you cannot do the handwork, get someone who can do. Be the person to market it on the social media. Put your contact there. If you want to buy, and people are always willing to pay before they get the goods delivered. Market it. Let people know you. The most important thing is you should be very well trustworthy. If people trust you, then they will start buying things from you. And you don't need to have it before you can sell it. So if you are here today and you are thinking that you can't do any business because you don't have money, no, it is not money that you are supposed to have before you can do business. Network, that's the most important thing. Network with people who are having it, and then you are also going to one day have it for yourself. So from today, we'll be glad to have people who want to join the cryptocurrency space. Then we will take you through how to make money, just like we are doing. Please don't be scared. It's not about DKM. It's not about diamond winners. Yes, I always say it. Those of us here who have our monies in GKM, it's not an insult, but I pity nobody who have given his money to diamond winners no. What business are they going to do? Diamond winners didn't know cryptocurrency. In fact, if diamond winners or GKM had got some information about cryptocurrency, they could have even paid you, let's say, 500% within 3 months and still make big profit for themselves. But they didn't know this and they didn't believe. Probably they knew and they didn't believe in this. Back at 3 years, or even this year, okay, last year, that was 2017, February, Bitcoin was trading at $800 in February 2017, $800. Today, Bitcoin is trading at 17,000 US dollars per Bitcoin. And we always have short in supply. People wanted to buy and it's not there. So today, if I have Bitcoin, I want to sell it right now, people will even be bidding for higher rates for it. So if you had used your 5,000 Ghana cedis to buy one Bitcoin in February last year, you would have been worth close to $1 billion. So multiply 17,000 by, let's say, 4. How much are you getting? You are getting close to 1 billion. And you have used how much? 5,000, less than 5,000. Is there any business that you can engage in that will give you that kind of money? No. So why don't we start thinking outside the box? So basically, cryptocurrencies are currencies like our Ghanaian cedis or the Nigerian naira or like any money you can think of. They have similar features with those monies. But the difference is cryptocurrency exists over the internet and it has what we call fixed supply. So for instance, every money that you can think of, every money in the world have a particular jurisdiction that it is recognized as a legal tender. So if you go to Nigeria and you walk to a shop and remove 50 Ghana cedis, I want to buy, let's say, water. They will look at you to be a foolish guy. They will ask, what people, someone have painted a paper to come and dupe me. That's what they will say. Because Ghanaian cedi is only known in Ghana, but not everywhere. The same applies to the dollar. The dollar is the currency that is like famous in the globe, that is widely used for the exchange of goods and services in the world. But then, if you come here and ask probably my mother here that, have you ever seen a dollar? She has never seen a dollar. The American dollar, I mean, we have several dollars, but the American dollar is the powerful dollar among all the dollars. So she said she has never seen a dollar. So if I bring it to her to buy something from you, will you agree? No, you will not agree. You only accept what? The Ghanaian cedi. So that means that the dollar is a denomination of what? The United States, not Ghana. But there is the need to always do interboundary what? Trade. How then do you do it? So if you want to buy goods from China, you need to change your money to yuan, or how do you call it?
Yen.
Yen. If you want to buy goods from Japan, you need to change your money to their country, pay in their country money. If you want to buy goods from any country, you need to change your denomination to suit that particular country denomination so that you can buy those goods and services. Is that favoring us? No. Because all the currencies are not equal. So for instance, the amount that you can use 1,000 Ghana cedis to buy in Ghana, you can go to America and it is buying less. So these are all challenges that these our normal currencies are facing. And the only way to solve it is to put our money digital so that the money will be universal everywhere. In the sense that when you walk to any place and have this money, you can use it to buy goods and services and everybody will accept it. And that was how come Satoshi Nakamoto brought the idea of what? Digital currency. So the digital currency you have in Ghana here is the same thing someone is having in the United States and everywhere in the world. And you can use it to trade for goods and services without needing to change it from one currency to the other. So, cryptocurrencies are currencies that are created using the technology called cryptography. You don't need to know the technology before you start investing, but you need to know the goods that it presents before you start using it. So, these currencies are very secured, and they are not backed by any law of any country. They are only using the logic of what? Demand and supply. So these are secure currency that nobody can manipulate. Unlike our fiat money, that is what? Regulated by the central banks of each country. So for instance, you can know the supply of money in Ghana today to be, let's say, 5 billion Ghana cedis, and then tomorrow you realize that it has even inflated and you don't know. But cryptocurrency is not like that. When you create your currency today, and you give it this maximum supply, that is the number that can be in existence forever. You can't create anything in addition to that, you can't add. And it is what? Very transparent. It is stored on a public ledger. So anybody, irrespective of your location, you can have access to it and you know at any point in time, this is the maximum supply, this is the supply in people's hand. And we call it what? Circulating what? Supply. So that is the difference between cryptocurrency and our Ghanaian cedi. Now, after knowing this is what cryptocurrency, you ask yourself, do we have only one cryptocurrency? No. Just like we don't have one denomination for the world, we don't have one cryptocurrency. But then, all the cryptocurrencies are what? Having the same similar features, and then is there the value that varies. But what your $1 will give, like the amount I trade $1 for, is the same amount that another cryptocurrency can trade their $1 for. So we have several of them. We have the Bitcoin that came first. And when Bitcoin came first, 2009 and was mined in 2010. 1 BTC was equal to 0.03 cents. That was how much 1 BTC was trading for. Then you ask yourself, how much is it trading now? Now, 1 BTC is equal to 17,000 US dollars. So subtract 0.03 from 17,000 US dollars. How much is it? So is there anybody here who can sit and calculate the percentage increase in that particular currency from 2010 up to date? It's not, I can't think far. I can't calculate it. 17,000 minus 0.03. Can you calculate the percentage increase? I think you will need some machine or calculator to think and then do some kind of subtraction and then multiplication to be able to get. So if you were having 0.03 in 2010, that was, if my memory serves me right, $1 was greater than one cedi was far valuable than what? $1 as of 2010. So if you were having 1 Ghana cedi, you could have purchased about over 10 or 20 worth of Bitcoin with 1 Ghana cedi. And today, I tell you, you wouldn't be thinking of Catholic Social Center. Not only this place, the conference hall, I mean all their premises, everything they have in Bolga here, you wouldn't be thinking of that. You could have built a very luxurious, like Akayat or whatever. That is what that money would have been able to build for you. Because you would have been holding 70,000 multiplied by, let's say, 30, and that would have been in dollar. So billions of money within 5 or 7 years of investment. So if you were the one, would you think of cryptocurrency, or you would think of using your money to follow leaders? So as Bitcoin came first, it has faced, because I said it is not controlled by anybody. It is not controlled by any central body, unlike our city that is controlled by what? The central bank. With these particular currencies, it is controlled by those who are what? Using it. So today, if you are able to create a wallet and you buy part of it, then you also become a what? User. Because nobody can take that money from you, and that money can never become archaic. Forever, you hold your money. And at any time they are going to do calculation of the currency, your money is not going to be part of it because you are holding it. And nobody can know that you are holding this currency. But the central bank knows every amount of money that is in your account. So Bitcoin has faced several challenges, ranging from high transaction cost to what? Delay in what? Transaction confirmation. When I send you money, I send you directly. There is no third party. But there is someone who needs to confirm. Because we want everything to be transparent, we have some people who we call miners. So when I send you the money, they have to confirm that this money that is coming from this guy to the second party is actually something that have never been duplicated. So he confirms it that, oh, the money is really coming from Mr. A. Okay. Oh, sorry. You see, this is part of what I say corruption. In Ghana, we don't have light. Why? Someone will sit somewhere and tell you that we have more than enough in our national grid. Yes. We have oversubscription. But yet, you have what we call Tekanegi every day. In Dagbani, on and off. I don't want to say Dumso. We don't have light. Look at the time we are sitting. Look at how the place is hot. We can't use the microphone. And I don't know what is wrong with the people too, that they don't have a standby plant for us to use. But then I'll try to open my voice so that we can all hear. So Bitcoin now, if you don't know Bitcoin, if you have not used it, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But then I want to tell you why we have to look for other alternatives. If I send the money to you, it takes, at first when Bitcoin came, it takes some few minutes for it to confirm. But as time goes, you know, when you start something, as more and more people join it, you need to have someone who will be doing some maintenance on it so that it can always contain the growing number of people joining your network. But then the man who created Bitcoin faced some kind of threats. So he's someone who is not known. Nobody knows him. He is anonymous. And that man is called Satoshi Nakamoto. He created the technology and created the coin alongside. So if you don't know someone, if I do something and it's even good, and you don't know me, can you consult me for me to tell you how you can do this? No. So because of that, the direction of Bitcoin is now something different. He created it to, suit everybody, but now Bitcoin is now a coin that can be used by the rich men. So assuming you are performing a transaction and they are charging you $20. So will you be able to do that? $20 is about 100 Ghana cedis. You can't. But then today, that is where Bitcoin is heading to. He also created it to be used for goods and buying of goods and services. Now, if I come to you and I send you the money, you don't get it. Will you give me the good in exchange? No, you will not give me. You will wait to get your money. So if it is taking, let's say, 5 hours, that means that I must be with you till 5 hours. So if it is food, that means I can't eat the food. I have to sit for 5 hours before you get the money, and then I can also enjoy my meal. And this is the case that now you can even transact Bitcoin and it will take you like 2 days before the transaction goes through. So will you opt for it? And maybe unless it is like it becomes better maybe someday or. But then smart cash has come as a new cryptocurrency in July 2017. For a replacement of what? Bitcoin. So they have observed that this is the kind of problem that Bitcoin is facing. So let's do this, and that to make sure that smart cash doesn't face those challenges in future. So they came out with a system that is not going to control the coins, but will have to be maintaining the network so that you won't have any difficulty in transacting with your money. So smart cash is a digital currency that is backed by the community and have a lot of good features that you should consider and then choose it over Bitcoin. The light has gone off. It's unfortunate, but then I'll try to just do the presentation. So I think the generator is on. So let's exercise patience, just some few minutes, so that we can see the visuals. I want to show you graphically how the thing started. Those of us who still don't have confidence in cryptocurrency, you'll see the graph yourselves. I'll show you the prices of it over time, and then you can make an informed decision for yourself. And if you have 50 Ghana cedis, please. Sometimes you do this and someone will come and tell you that. So if I gain, it's not joining, please. It's not like marketing. Max or this kind of when pasta come and join, and then they give you 5% from the amount that pasta is. Even if you buy any recipe, nobody will buy that.
Viable, valuable, fast, merchant-oriented, user-friendly, and community-driven cryptocurrency with a decentralized governance system. So when we say decentralized, we are always trying back the issue of decentralization. If there is decentralization, we can develop. Because things should not be done at a central house. No. So now they have said, oh, we are going to decentralize, and they have created the opportunity to something that is decentralized. It is not controlled by Americans or anybody in the world. It is controlled by everybody who uses it in the world, irrespective of where you are located. So even if you are from Togo, a suburb of Bolga, and you are able to buy cryptocurrency, you will form part of the community system, and you are part of those who control it. So smart cash is merchant-oriented. When we say merchant-oriented, something that is very fast, and then you can use it to buy goods and services. So you go to a shop to buy coffee, you can buy coffee, and then you pay with smart cash. And it has one fast transaction. This fast transaction means when I send you money, within a twinkle of an eye, you receive your money. And trust me, if I send you smart cash, which I'm going to do here, you will receive it before someone who is trying to send mobile money is able to do it. Because they will ask you to enter the number, repeat the number, enter the amount, repeat the amount, enter the reference, and all the whole of long procedure. But this one, the smart cash network is very simple. You just enter your amount you want, pick the address, and then you enter your password, and then you are gone. So that is basically what smart cash is. Then we have something we call the smart hive. So as I said earlier, this one is using several techniques because it doesn't have a particular direction. It doesn't have, like, for instance, this group of people, you can do this in the network so that we can all know this. No, it doesn't have. So because of that, everybody's sits at nodes, looking at different going in some direction. Trust me, if you are someone who sells, let's say, water, anytime they announce the price of water like being increased, you will be happy. Because the price that you also sell it will increase and you will get what? More returns. So the miners, when the fee for Bitcoin is increasing, they are happy. Because if they charge you, let's say, $20, what I'll get from $20 should be bigger than if they charge you $1. Am I right? So the miners are always happy when they see the fee for Bitcoin increasing. Because they know that particular amount of money is coming to them. Because that was our solution that I want to program the system. Then smart cash come and say that no, this particular system is coming to kill us. So what do? Let's put it in a different way. Then they say that okay, then let's put, we call that particular mining fee block reward. And they say that okay, let's put this particular block reward into what? Different fraction. So that this particular fraction will go to the miners, this particular fraction will be used to maintain the network, and then this particular fraction will be used to what? Promote the currency. Because it is the currency that aims at what? Reaching out to the masses, solving society problem. One of them is to what? To reduce the hassle in buying goods and services in your own country and then from the world all over. So we have divided this particular block of work into two. One is 20%, and this 20% goes to the miners. So if you have the machine, you see how we just have the light out. If you want to mine, you need to have a constant supply of electricity and then a strong 24 hours network. Now we can be sitting at everything that you have. You can't even browse. Common WhatsApp message, you can't receive. Talk less of what? Mining. So mining requires sophisticated machines that will be connected to 24 hours internet and then 24 hours light. So if you're having power cuts, we can't engage in mining. So we can't mine in Ghana. I don't think we have any mining pool in Ghana. But still, we have some mining pools all over the world that you can invest your money in. So the return that they get, you get your share out of it. So this 20% goes to the miners. Then we have 80%. This 80% is further divided. 50% is used to pay smart rewards. Then the other fraction is paid to people who promote the team, the smart hive team. We need to always have people that control system. So we have some people who are there. At any time we need help, so far as the network is concerned, you reach out to them. They help you to solve your problem. They are always there. When the wallet is facing any challenge, they put it in shape, in good shape. And then they are there to do a lot of things for us who are in the network. Then the other fraction goes to promoters of the currency. So like we are here today, we didn't use our own money to come. Will you use your own money to do anything? Are you for the Christmas? No. So you need to put your idea into writing. Because the aim of the currency is to reach out to everybody. So you have to draft your idea. This is how I want to do so that this currency will help this particular people. And then this is the way we start and then help them. So you put that idea in writing and then it goes through what we call voting. So people will vote. Anybody who's smart can take part in the voting. When you vote in favor of your idea, then they give you the money to go and then do whatever you say you want to do. But then, trust me, you don't just come, go, and they give you the funds like that. You need to build what we call trust. Let people know you. That is why we say networking is very important. Network. If you network, you know people know you, and people will always trust you and recommend you for greater opportunities. So that is what is happening. So the smart reward, the block reward is divided into three. One goes to the miners, a fraction goes to the promoters, and then another fraction goes to the high team. The smart cards also have something we call smart voting. Bitcoin doesn't have. So this system is what is used to, fund your project or not fund it. In Ghana, if we want to elect our president, several of them come. At the end of the day, we give it to someone who has 50 plus 1 of the elections. It's the same way this one goes, except that it doesn't have a particular percentage that you should get before you can, get funded. But then, you need to have more than, the yes will be more than the no. So when you put your idea there, someone will come and look at it. They will ask, should we fund it? They say yes. Someone to come, should we fund it? They say no. So at the end of the day, they weigh both sides, like the way your reward and your sins. So if your yes is more than your no, then they give you the money to go and do whatever you want to do. So that is basically smart voting. Smart voting is done in a unique way. Each smart represents what? One vote. So irrespective of how much you have in your smart wallet, you will be able to take part in the voting. And I'll take you through how to vote if you are able to acquire some smart. So that is the smart reward. Then there is something we call volatility in the smart ecosystem. As I said, if you were going to use your money to buy smart and it will remain the same, I wouldn't say that you can make some money out of it. So I tell you that when you use your money to buy smart, your money appreciates over time. So that means that the price of it doesn't remain the same. It's something that fluctuates, so it increases and then it falls. So when you buy your smart, it can go up, it can also go down. So that's what we call volatility. So because of the volatility, the smart cash network has got something we call smart reward. This is something that we don't reward you for free. But then when you create the wallet and you are able to buy 1,000 smart, that cost, it was costing I think $50 or even less than that just last month. But today, as we speak, if you want 1,000 smart, you should be having about $500 within 1 month, from 50 to 500. So just look at the gain there. So if you are able to get 1,000 smart in your wallet and you don't touch it, from 25th of 1 month to 25th of another month, they give you what we call smart rewards. This reward is not something that is fixed. So you are not assured of any amount of smart, but then you are eligible for the reward. So at the time they are going to share 15% of the smart, the block rewards to the eligible smart rewards wallet, you get a percentage of it. So if you are 100, that means that they are going to share this at least 15% among all the 100. So last month I had 180 smart as my smart rewards. And now that is going to worth about, let's say, $200. for holding my smart from one benefit of one man, benefit of another man. But if you apply it after the benefit, now you need to wait for 2 months before you able to get smart reward. So it is from benefit of one man to benefit of another man. You get smart reward. Then we have another big feature of smart card that we call instant pay. As I was saying, we want smart card to be a merchant-oriented cryptocurrency. A currency that you can use to buy goods and services at any time. So for you to be able to use it like that, there should be something we call instant pay. So that I'm able to pay you within the click of an eye. I come there 1 minute, I pay you and I take my thing and go. So that is what smart cash is built on. It already has what we call fast transaction. Already, even though this instant pay is not enabled, but you can still buy something and pay, and within 1 minute it is confirmed you go your way. So this is another important thing that Bitcoin doesn't have. And that is why smart cash is going to be the perfect replacement for Bitcoin. So now, you ask yourself, how do I know about smart cash? Like, how do I know people who are in smart cash? Then that is where we bring you what we call the smart cash community. It's not like maybe Bolga or Togo, like from that place, they behave the same way. It's a place where people share common ideas together. For example, if you buy the smart cash network, then that you share the same idea with those who already have it. Then you can join the community, join the discussion, bring your ideas, and then you can promote the currency. So we have our forums, we have our Slack, we have Reddit, we have Twitter, and we have Steam. So you can join the forum where you can discuss people's proposals, you can share your idea, what people are bringing to be considered, and then you can also cast your vote if you have Smart. We have a Slack page. The Slack page is like our WhatsApp or Facebook, those social media, where you can join, you meet thousands of people from all over the world who are always communicating, and you can join the communication, bring your ideas. Probably if you are using Smart card and you are facing any challenge, you can ask questions that is the challenge that you are facing. Then they help you to solve your problem. Through them, you can also be able to develop a very good proposal, submitting for people to vote, and then you can get the funding to do whatever you want to do. So we have the ready. Some of these things we can't use them, but then you can join the Slack page by just visiting our website, smartcash.cc, smartcash.cc, and then you can join this. We will come to that. I'll open it on the internet and then show you how it is done. Then we have a lot of benefits that these currencies are bringing to us. One of them is what? Breaking barriers to international trade. As I gave the example earlier, using our CD is only in Ghana. Using the dollar is in America. Using the naira is in what? Nigeria. Then using the smart cash is in what? Everywhere. So smart cash has come to solve the problem of what? International trade. So today, if you want to buy something from the United States, you can buy and pay with what? Smart cash. Provided that business is accepting what? Smart cash. And this is what we are doing. In our next round in this year, we will be going to businesses to interact with them, tell them the good thing about smart cash, and let them start accepting smart cash as medium of payment. So that when you are going to buy anything, you can go and buy. You don't only hold your smart cash for a price increase, but you can also use it to buy goods and services. We also have sending and receiving remittances abroad. How many of us maybe from our relatives or our friends. Is there anybody here who knows anybody abroad? Okay. Now, the easiest way some time ago to receive money was through a Western Union, MoneyGram, real money transfer. But these particular systems have a lot of bureaucratic procedures and a lot of cost involved. So they can send you money, you go to the bank, you don't have an ID, then you won't get the money. So if your ID is missing and you can't get it, that means that particular money actually it's a bomb. Today, the currency has come to solve that particular problem. At first, you could not send money from Ghana to any country, let's say America or anywhere, because you can't even get the fees to pay for it. You need the money to even do something. Doctors like what? Sending it. So they are charging you $200 to send money, that's about 1,000 Ghana cedis. Will you do it? And even if you are going to do it, if you are buying something from there to sell, when it comes, you will be compelled to increase the price. It will slow down the demand for your good. But today, you can sit here and send money to any part of the world, and you don't even pay up to one Ghana cedi. That is the power of what? Technology. When the internet came, there was a lot of bad signals about the internet. It will do this, it will do that. But today, no country, no even serious individual can survive without the internet. Because when you are going to school, you are doing business, anything that you are doing, you need the internet to do it. So in the same way, people who are saying that cryptocurrency is this and that, trust me, in the next 4 years, you will become the end user. You will be struggling to buy cryptocurrency and buy something from someone. I saw a Guinness bound yesterday and they put something on it. I was very cool. It was amazing that no cash purchase, only money. No cash purchase. So you can't buy and pay them with cash. That is what we should think. Because the people that we are always holding always get depreciated, get torn, and they use money to print them. So if you are having the money in your phone, then you can use to buy whatever you want. Is that the need to hold the paper? No. So it's something that we should think of, digitalizing our economy. A store of value. Smart cash serve as a store of value. Today, if you have your 10 bags of rice and want to sell it, someone is willing to buy and have smart cash. The person buy and pay with smart cash, then you leave it in your phone. Is it not a store of value? They will change it from one value to the other. Or you have your fiat money, your currency. You use it to buy smart cash. Is it not stored in your value? You store it in your phone and you go wherever you want to go with your money. And it even saves you from what? Companies attacking you. Then we say accumulation of what? Wealth through smart wealth. We have two aspects of accumulating wealth so far as smart cash is concerned. One is account across every cryptocurrency because they all have a feature we call volatility. So if you buy any cryptocurrency today, be it Bitcoin or smart cash, definitely the price of it is not static. So it can either increase or fall. The increment is always paramount because the increment is always more leading than the fall. So you can earn money from that particular volatility. And it is cut across every point. But smart cash has brought something unique again, what is called the smart rewards. In that if you have 1,000 smart, you will be able to get smart rewards just holding it for 30 days. So if you buy 1,000 smart and you are making it, that means every month you'll be getting something in addition to that, in addition to price volatility that you will benefit from. So we have talked of instant pay. We think it is community cheaper transaction cost as compared to Bitcoin. smartcash have a very cheaper transaction cost. When you are transacting, let's say, 1 billion, they charge you 0.002 smart. 0.002 smart is less than, I don't even know, like that. But it's something, if you give it to a kid in Ghana, he will not even say thank you. You will not know what it is. Just closer to zero, not up to 1%. That's the charge, but not 1 billion or so. So we have talked about smart voting. We have talked about smart reward. Except we have some questions which we will come to. So now we want to go to the practical aspect of this. If you listen to all this, get up and walk away. Is there any meaning? No. You need to know how to start benefiting from it. And that is my why. Creating a wallet. And those that are able to create a wallet, we are going to give you 10 smart. It is worth over 20 Ghana cedis. If you are able to create the wallet, we will do that for you. And we don't want you to go and sell it. We want you to hold it. Observe it over time. And think what is something good that you will really need to go by. If not, then you stop and then you delete your account. If it's something good, you will start saving your job money from your parents and you start thinking of doing something different to also get money to invest in it. So today, I believe in the next 10 years, I will not wait for anybody and I'm not going to engage in any physical business. I'm going to be sleeping in my room, build my gym, exercising every day and getting better.